Hitman asked a question that saved Angelina Jolie's life after she tried to hire him to kill her. Angelina Jolie has revealed the one question she was asked by a hitman that ended up saving her life. The actress, now 49, has previously spoken about a time in her life when she considered paying a stranger to kill her. Angelina explained that she thought it would be easier for her family to come to terms with her death if they thought she had been murdered, as opposed to having taken her own life. "This is going to sound insane, but there was a time I was going to hire somebody to kill me," she told IMDb in 2001. She later opened up about how she found the hitman, telling The Face in 2003, "They're not that hard to find in New York. As insane as it sounds, I think a lot of people consider suicide when they're young. I was very aware that so many people around me, like my mother, would feel as though they didn't give enough or do enough if I'd taken my own life. So my solution to that was if someone else had taken my life, like in a robbery, then it would be murder and it wouldn't be that anyone would feel they'd let me down." Jolie explained that she had made a plan to withdraw cash from her account in small installments, so that she wasn't taking out a large chunk all at once. However, everything changed when the hitman she was going to hire asked a question that ultimately saved her life. "He was a decent enough person and asked if I could think about it and call him again in 2 months, she said. "Something changed in my life and I figured I'd stick it out." Jolie of course went on to be one of the biggest names in Hollywood and now has 6 children: Maddox, 22, Zahara, 19, Shiloh, 18, and 16-year-old twins Knox and Vivian, who she shares with ex, Brad Pitt. Pitt and Jolie met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which they both starred in. While they married in 2014, the pair announced they were separating back in 2016. Recently, their daughter, Shiloh, has filed a court petition to legally drop her father's last name. She follows younger sister Vivian, 15, who was recently credited as Vivian Jolie in the musical The Outsiders. Her older sister Zahara, 19, also appears to have unofficially dropped Pitt as a surname, previously introducing herself as Zahara Marley Jolie after she joined Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority at Spelman College in 2023. Recently, their daughter, Shiloh, has filed a court petition to legally drop her father's last name. She follows younger sister Vivian, 15, who was recently credited as Vivian Jolie in the musical The Outsiders. Her older sister Zahara, 19, also appears to have unofficially dropped Pitt as a surname, previously introducing herself as Zahara Marley Jolie after she joined Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority at Spelman College in 2023. Even though we should all have gotten used to this sensation a long time ago, every time an unlikely celebrity friendship comes to fruition thanks to Hollywood, we're all left stunned. Remember that selfie of Russell Crowe, Johnny Depp, and Ed Sheeran sipping a pint together last month? Well, a lot of people are still reeling from that. So God knows how they are going to cope when they find out which star of the iconic British TV series Skins is on nickname terms with Angelina Jolie. That's right, she's known as Angie to him these days, while she is shouting from the rooftops about how much of a gift he is to humankind. And I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not Sid. Instead, it's one of the many stars of the show who went on to take their career to Hollywood heights after they wrapped up the Bristol-based series, which made them household names in the UK. Nicholas Hoult is constantly in a blockbuster, while Kaya Scodelario's role in the hit Netflix series The Gentleman is still being talked about all these months later. Slumdog Millionaire star Dev Patel also made a name for himself across the pond, as did Jack O'Connell, which has somehow led to him striking up a friendship with Jolie. Although they keep their companionship quite low-key, the pair can't stop complimenting one another whenever an interviewer brings up their unlikely alliance. It all started when O'Connell got cast as the lead in the 2014 flick Unbroken, which Jolie directed. In the biographical war drama, the 34-year-old stars as American World War II veteran and Olympic runner Louis Zamperini, who survives 47 days floating in the Pacific Ocean on a raft after his plane crashes. He is then captured by the Japanese Navy and sent to a series of prisoner-of-war camps, where he becomes the prime target for a particularly cruel prison commander. While filming the hard-hitting movie in Australia from 2013, O'Connell ended up getting very chummy with the Mr. and Mrs. Smith star, and they became firm friends. Speaking to E! about his experience of working with the legendary actress, he said, "She's a very selfless individual. That's one trait I hope to inherit from her. She knows where my priorities are, she knows I have a good relationship with my mom, and that's very important to her." He said she was very compassionate while directing Unbroken, adding, "She approaches everything like an equal and is thoughtful. She knows what it takes." O'Connell even joked that he would have even babysat Jolie's infamous brood if she asked, before jokingly saying, "It probably would have been the last thing I would have done on that job. But don't worry, This isn't just a one-way thing, as Jolie thinks the absolute world of the actor too. She described the Skin star as a gift, and said she knew he was the perfect man for the job in Unbroken after their first meeting. As soon as I met him, I knew he was Lewis, she said. Jolie even presented him with a gong for the new Hollywood Award at the Hollywood Film Awards in 2014 for his work on the film, seeing him tell the crowd she was his esteemed boss, a good friend, her ladyship. Sweetly, O'Connell thanked her for the unconditional support and dedicated leadership she had given him while working on the project together. Right, you two, we need an update on this bizarre but beautiful friendship.